Paul Bunyan and Babe's Big Adventure. Once upon a time, in a faraway forest, there lived a giant lumberjack named Paul Bunyan. His best friend was a huge blue ox named Babe.
Well, Babe, we've sure cleared a lot of trees in this forest, haven't we?
Babe had been with Paul ever since he was a baby ox, and together they were always up for a great adventure. One sunny morning, while Paul was chopping some wood and Babe was munching on a forest of grass, they heard some birds chirping loudly above them.
Paul! Paul! The river near the town is dried up! People need water! Paul! Paul! The river near the town is dried up! People need water!
Did you hear that, Babe? Sounds like we've got a job to do. Then let's get to it.
So, Paul and Babe packed their bags and set off for the town. As they traveled, Paul told Babe stories about all the fun adventures they'd had before.
Remember when we cleared that whole forest in one day, Babe? Or when you helped the beavers build that big dam? Hey, Babe, we need to help them. How they live without water.
When they reached the town, they saw that the riverbed was completely dry.
Don't worry, folks. Babe and I will get that river flowing again. You can count on it.
Paul kneeled down to talk to the children who were holding empty water buckets.
Don't worry, folks. Babe and I will get that river flowing again. You can count on it.
Really?
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Absolutely. When Paul Bunyan and Babe are on the job, nothing's impossible. Did you hear that, Babe? Sounds like we've got a job to do. Then let's get to it. I know what we'll do. We'll head to the mountains and carve a brand new river. That way, the water will flow right back to the town.
With his trusty axe over his shoulder, Paul and Babe set off toward the mountains. They climbed higher and higher, with Paul chopping down huge boulders that stood in their way.
Out of our way, rocks. We've got a river to fix.
And Babe using her mighty strength to push fallen trees aside. Finally, they reached the top of the mountain, where Paul saw a sparkling lake.
There it is, Babe. That lake will bring water back to the town.
Paul lifted his axe high into the sky and swung it down with a powerful...
Here we go. Now that's what I call a river.
The ground rumbled as the water from the lake rushed down the mountain, filling the riverbed below. He chopped through the rocks, creating a new path for the water to flow. The people in the town saw the water flowing back into the river and cheered with joy. They ran to fill their buckets, splashing and laughing as they watched the water return. Paul and Babe smiled at each other, proud of what they had done. As the sun began to set, Paul and Babe waved goodbye to the townspeople, who thanked them for their help. Paul and Babe set off into the sunset, ready for their next big adventure.